Well, at this video I will show you how you can get started with Helidon. The easiest way to do it is by using the archetype. So I'm just created here. So my group ID will be con.eldermorais, my artifact will be helidonmp, and this is my package. So let's go to the, let me increase the size so you can see it. Okay, so let's create the project. So here we have the helidonmp project using Helidon. Okay, so it takes some seconds and then we're gonna have our project ready to go. Okay, yes, it's done. So Helidon MP, and let's open it on NetBeans so we can have more views. Okay, so first, if you never tried Helidon before, it will create a starting project for you with some files. I will not cover them right now, so I will just remove this one right away. And here I will delete this, and I will refactor this class so we have a developer application, because I will create a developer application because developers are cool. Well, okay, yes, we have here a main class because we have here under the hoods implementation of Netty, so we can have a very small web server kind of to handle your microservice, and our endpoint here will be developers. Okay, in another time I show you how each file works. Today is just for showcase some features for you. I will create a class named developer, and my developer will have a ID, it's long, and a name. Okay, and let's create some constructors, an empty one and another one with fields, and also create a getters and setters. Okay, well, I'm not using a database right now, so we'll emulate let's say one repository. So this needs to be application scoped, so I can inject it, and I will create here a final hash set developers new hash set developer. Okay, so I will return this one, hash set developer. Oh, it will just return developers, and I will create another one to add new developers. New developer. It will receive a developer, and it will add. Okay, so just for a repository emulation. And finally, we're gonna have our developer resource that will be our REST endpoint. So we have here the path, it's developers, all methods will consume media type JSON, and it will produce data type, guess what? JSON. Okay, and I will inject here our repository. So private developer repository, and then we create our methods. First one will response all. It will return a response. Okay. It will get all from the developers and build the response. It will be get, and that's it. And the next one, a public response, a new developer. It will receive a developer, and it will get a repository and new developer, and return response. Okay, you know, it's just a demo, so in a real case you should improve the way that you handle the responses and the codes and so on. All right, I believe that we are ready to go. So we'll go here, mvn package. So it will build our, oh, let me just stop here. I have made some changes, so I will remove the tests. Don't do that at your home, okay? Don't do that into your project, but just for demo, we are gonna do that. So let's package our project here, and it will create a jar file, a fetch jar, so we can run our microservice as a standalone service, as a standalone application, okay? As we have the netting embedded on our application, it will handle the HTTP requests and responses and so on. Okay, so it is building. Just takes some more seconds. Okay, and then java /jar, oops, jar, yeah. Okay, so it will run. It's a little slow because I'm recording and running in the same machine, so we have some performance issues on my machine. But now we have here this endpoint developers. Let's run it. Well, it's empty, of course, because we haven't added any resource. We could try to run some curl commands, and for adding, it should be a little complicated because we need to use JSON and using a lot of different stuff. So we can use Swagger. I'm using the extension for Firefox here and for Swagger. So let's, okay, I have here the developers. Okay, so of course my response body is empty. And where is, oh, I haven't added any annotation on the new developer, so let's do this right now. Okay, it's now annotated, so let's just, oh no, that's just, yes, package again. So you just rebuild the project. The important part is, as I haven't cleaned the project, it doesn't need to copy all the libraries again. It is very important, especially when we are dealing with containers, because the libraries will be on just one layer of the container, so you don't have to copy all the libraries each time that you build a project. So in an automated pipeline, it will get more faster when you are running. So okay, it will run again. Just a few seconds, and let's wait, and okay, there you go. Just run again here. Okay, now we have here the two endpoints. So the first one, of course, is empty. There is no developers, so let's add some developers on our application. So we have here Elder, and the second one is, well, yes, it's working. Second one is Marco, and the third one is Paulo, and the other one is Bruno, and the last one is Wellington. Okay, I just added some friends to our application, and we have here all of them added to our database. Okay, so yes, we have two endpoints, and the good part is Swagger can read our endpoints and try it because the Open API. So if you realize it, I did nothing to have our endpoints available here for Swagger. It's because Open API it make it available. I can do some customization. For example, I can add here a tag for our resource. So for example, I will say that the name is developer endpoint, and the description is developer methods handling. Okay, so next time when we look to this default, it will have that information. For time saving here, I will move forward. So what I'm gonna do right now is add some metrics so we can have some management for our servers. So for this all, I would like to have the timed metrics for it. So I would like to have stats related to timing. And for this one, I would like to have the counted, so I can have the number of times of requests and so on. And also I will add right now let me check here on my notes. So OpenAPI metrics health check. Okay, so I will add just two classes for health check. The first one will be the live health. Okay, so the live health, let me increase the size here. I'm sorry guys, I should have done this before. So okay, liveness, and this one will implement health checks, and here I have implementation, and let's return just here. Okay, return health check up. If you are able to respond, you are up, you know, I'm up. Okay, and I will create another class for ready check. And this one, let me increase a little bit. It will implement the readiness health check. It implements health check. And here we have, because when we are dealing with the readiness kind of health check, it's not a matter that just your service is up, but if your service is ready to answer some requests. So we are just creating here a simulation for this feature. So it's ready, and we return a new random next boolean. Okay, so sometimes it will be ready, sometimes not. Okay, it's ready. If it's ready, turn a health check up. I'm ready. And if not, return health check down. I'm not ready. Okay. Well, so just to make sure, we have added our live health check, our ready health check. We added timed and counted metrics, and we changed the tag name of our range point here, so we can have see the changes on Swagger. So let's package our application. And well, I'm just showing you a very few APIs for MicroProfile. There are a lot of others, but for starting, this is very helpful, because you can manage your application, you can document, have documentation for your API, and you can have the metrics. So let's run here. Okay, so okay, let's just wait a few seconds so it's available. Yes. Okay, almost there, almost done. Okay, it's done. So remember, here we have the default. So now I have developer endpoint, developer methods handling. Okay, so here is documentation that I created for this this service. Here I will call this guy sometimes, so we can have some metrics even though it is empty. And then here I will just call once, so we can have also metrics for this. Okay, yeah, perfect. Just to check it. Okay, we have this one. So we created metrics, yes. So here MicroProfile gives you this endpoint metrics with all metrics that is collecting from your service, and you have the vendor endpoint. It's the metric is implemented by the vendor, so in this case Hallidan, and we can have also our metrics endpoint here. And let me show you the health check endpoint. So it's also available by default from the specification. So here, let me change just one thing that I missed, because we need to make all beings available. This one. So just let's clear and package again, because the The liveness and the readiness health check implementations, they also needed to be injected on your context in order to have the availability for that endpoint. So all these tools that I'm showing you, the OpenAPI documentation, the metrics generation, and the health check monitoring, you can plug the tools that you are used to use for monitoring your microservice and have this information available, okay? So just get a little water. All right, almost there. Let's just wait a little bit. Let's just wait a little bit. Okay, it's available. So now we can have the endpoints for health check. So here we have, I'm not ready, remember, it's Boolean, sometimes it's ready, sometimes not. But the I'm up is always up. And if you like to see them separated, so we can have the live here, just with information from liveness. So beyond being alive or not, there are other information like disk space and memory and so on. And we have also the ready endpoint for readiness health check. So here's just ready or not. I'm not ready. If I try again, I'm not ready. If I try again, I'm not ready, and not ready, and sometimes it will be ready again. Okay. Okay. So now, okay, our service is ready. When we created our project, we had a Docker file pre-built with our project. So it's done, okay, it's ready with the names and so on. Basically, if I build this image right now, it will download all the dependencies from the Maven, and it will build our project inside the container, and then we'll build the image. I'm not gonna do this right now because it takes some minutes. I'm not make you wait here, so I have done this before. So I have my image pre-built, so I can create a container. So Docker run the name Helidon MP. The port is 8080. And the image is Elder Moraes Helidon NP. So Docker logs Helidon NP. Oh, PM. Okay. It's going up and is available. Is there exactly the same web service? Okay, no difference at all. Okay. So right now, as I have the image, I'm able to get this image and push into my Docker Hub repository. So Docker push Elder Moraes Helidon MP. Okay, so I have done this before also, so I have just the difference here to push. And when we are done, I will got this web service, this microservice, I'm sorry, and deploy it on my Kubernetes that is running on the cloud, on Oracle Cloud with Oracle Kubernetes Engine, OKE, okay? So I have here, just to show you, I have a Kubernetes running. It will got the pods that I have running right now. Okay, so I have a lot of pods here. And I need to do just one little change on my YAML. It's to reference here Elder Moraes Okay, so kubectl create app.yaml, and it will create. Okay, created. So if I got the pods again, it is creating and probably has created my application here. HelloMP running, 13 seconds. Okay, so in a few minutes I have created a new project from scratch, add some features, add some libraries, add some capabilities for monitoring, for management, and added to Docker on my local machine, and then move it to the cloud on Kubernetes. Okay, that's very handy, very helpful, and I will come back next time and show you a little more features. Okay, see you, bye bye.